Welcome to the Googleplex. Today I'm meeting with Michelle Haq, who's a product manager on the Google Fit platform. Now the Google Fit platform is capable of doing so many things, and Michelle's going to tell us all about them today. Michelle, thanks so much for coming and having a coffee with me. Everybody wants to know about Fit. Everybody wants to learn more about Fit. What exactly is Fit? What exactly is the Fit platform, and what does it do?
You know, the main goal of the Fit platform is to have a place for the entire user's fitness history consolidated. So this means that if I have one app that I use to log my calories, a heart rate monitor that I'm using when I'm running, and a third app where I log my cycles or my bike rides, then all of that data can be in Fit, and these apps can interact in a meaningful way.
Nice.
And then the other cool thing that Fit does is that it basically creates a computation layer where we detect your active time, your steps, your distance, your speed, etc. And we basically turn, the 1 billion Google Play service Android devices into free fitness trackers.
Wow.
And then we allow developers to access the data from those computations. And then you've probably also noticed that we have a Google Fit app.
Of course.
So the app, I think, really illustrates very well the power of the platform, because in it you can see the user's full fitness history. Like, you can see your weight from any smart scales that are connected to Fit. You can see runs from any of our running partners, like, for example, Runkeeper, Strava. And then you also see our all-day activity. So that showcases sort of the fitness tracker computations that we have.
Yeah, and I love how it reminds me, like, hey, you've met your goal for the day, and like every day when it gets earlier and earlier, it feels really good, right?
Yeah.
Not meeting your goal for the day at midnight, you're meeting your goal for the day at 4 p.m. Feels good.
Yeah, that's great. We're happy about that.
So there's a great user story there about it, but what about developers? I mean, what's the developer story for Fit?
So as a developer, there's a few things you can use Fit for. One of the cool use cases is taking advantage of the computations. So if I want to build, say, a running app, then I don't have to do that from scratch anymore. I can subscribe to all of the data that Fit is computing.
Cool.
Another cool thing I can do is use Fit as a proxy to get access to the user's fitness data. So I can get access to the data from the user's other apps that connect to Fit, the hardware that connects to Fit, etc. And then one cool thing that you can do as like an app maker or even a hardware maker is use Fit as your API for getting data to other developers in lieu of building an API. And even if you already have an API, Fit is a good proxy for sort of the fragmented fitness ecosystem that we have, and so it's still a good idea to integrate with Fit in order to get more access to people who might want to read your data.
Okay, cool. And there's one thing there that sometimes makes the spidey senses tingle when you hear about people reading your data, that there might be like some privacy implications or anything like that.
Yes.
What do you do to address that?
So this is really important to us, making sure that the user knows who's reading their data. So as a developer, if I want to read a user's data or write to it, then the user has to give me explicit permission to do so. So the user will get a pop-up and it's going to say, this developer wants to read this data from you. The user has to say yes. And then at any time, the user can also go into the Google Settings app and revoke access to their Fit history from any app. So at the end of the day, the power to distribute your fitness history is in the hands of the user.
Okay, so I can imagine as like, when building a platform like this, testing is something that it's a little different with a fitness platform, right? It's not like an app where you can just get an automatic testing of it. You got to go out and actually do stuff. I mean, how did that work out? Did you have any fun with it?
Yeah, well, I can say the entire team is a lot fitter because of the testing, because you do have to go out, you have to run, you have to cycle.
I think I need to join your team.
Yeah, this is like the only team I've been on where going for a run during lunch is like adding value to your project, which is really fun.
Nice.
There was a guy on our QA team who used to tell me like, oh, I don't run, I'm not a runner, but he wanted to test out Fit, so he started running, and recently he did his first 4-mile run, which I think is pretty long distance. It was kind of nice to see him up his game because he wanted to use our product and test it out.
So it's impacting his life as well as his career.
Yeah, I hope so.
So Michelle, now one of the things is like when you're building a platform like this, that there's always somebody who comes up with something really innovative that just comes out of the blue and totally surprises you. Were there any with Google Fit?
Yeah, there have been a few actually, but one that comes to mind is a Wear app, and it's using Fit, and it's called Max My Fitness Dog.
Max My Fitness Dog.
Yeah,
I love
and it's a virtual pet, and it's this dog, and to take care of him, you have to stay active.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like a cool gamified fitness thing, and it's also on Wear, and I love that they were this creative.
That sounds really fun. I got to give that a try, but I don't know if my real dog might get jealous.
Yeah, he might.
So just going back to developers again for a moment, like we've seen like there's lots of great scenarios you've mentioned, and maybe somebody wants to build, you know, the next virtual pet or something along those lines. But how does a developer get started?
So you can get started by going to developers.google.com/fit, and all of our documentation is there. And we also have a pretty burgeoning G+ community, and the developers in that community are amazing. They're very competent. They even respond to technical questions and report bugs and make suggestions. So
the best community.
It's the best community. I encourage everybody to go join that community once they get started.
Okay, so developers.google.com/fit?
Correct.
Cool. First of all, thanks Michelle Haq for coming and joining us. And you know, you heard it here, developers.google.com/fit. If you want to get started building fitness apps, or if you want to start integrating data from sensors that maybe you don't control, or if you want to build the next great virtual pet or another great innovative scenario like that one. Thanks so much for joining us, Michelle. It's been a real blast.
Thanks for having me.